Hi guys, today I want to make this pretty craw herringbone cross with you guys. It is a little bit flexible. It lays on the skin pretty smoothly. I did it before in cubic right angle weave, but then turned out it looked like somebody else's. So I changed it and it's not as stiff, but it's very nice. It's very flexible and it's still very straight, and it's I really love it. It will go smoothly with your skin. And so, yeah, I'm not bothered by the fact that it's not as stiff as it would be in cubic right angle weave. So let's get started. You need fireline, about 1 meter and 70 centimeters long. And just grab a little bit of extra. Run that through the wax. And then use your fingers. Use your fingers to just kind of get off the extensive wax. There. Now it's rubbed into that thread. Put it on your needle. We're going to pick up 2 white. Pull that down. Leave about 20 centimeters. And back up into the 2 seed beads. Now, I need to straighten that out a little bit so that they're next to each other. And I got like 13 millimeters, so I could go through there again, but just in case you use the Beadsmith 00.06, we're just going to do this once. Okay, I'm going to pick up a gold 15-0. I'm going to go down in the second one. And we're going to go up again in the 15-0 gold. I'm going to pick up an 11-0 gold up in the 15-0 and down again in the 11-0. I'm going to pick up another 11-0 down in the 11-0 and up again. And because these are pretty big holes, I can go through there twice, so can you, if you use the Beadsmith fireline. So I'm just going to straighten that out a little bit more and make it a little stronger. And then I'm going to pick up another 15-0 and go up the 11-0 and down the 15-0. I'm going to flip that around. Now we're going to flip that around with the end tail going down. We're going to go up into the white. Get the end tail out of the way. Pull that through. And then we're going to go down from top to bottom into the gold again. And up in the white again. Keep that end tail out of the way. I'm going to pick up 2 white or cream or whatever you'll be using. And we're going to go down in the second white. Turn it around, go up in the gold, 15-0. Put on your needle 1 15-0 and 1 11-0, and we're going down from top to bottom into the 11-0. Turn that to go up in the next 11-0. Pick up an 11-0 and a 15-0 gold, and we're going to go down in the 15-0 gold. We're going to go up 2 white, and this is called stepping up. So whenever you do the next round, you're going to step up in 2 white, the last 2 white. I'm going to pick 2 white on the needle into the next white. Up in the gold, 15-0, add to your needle 1 15-0 gold, 1 11-0, and go down into the next 11-0. I'm going to pick up the next 11-0. I'm going to pick up on the needle 1 11-0 and 1 15-0 gold. And we're going to go into the 15-0. And then we're going to pick up the last 2 white because we're stepping up. And again, 2 white into the next white, up the 15-0 gold, 1 15-0 gold and 1 11-0, go down in the 11-0, up in the next 11-0, one 11-0 and 1 15-0, and down in the gold. And stepping up 2 white again. So basically you're going to continue this until you have 12 rows on top of each other. There's 4 here, so you still have to do 8 rows. I suggest you pause me now until you get that done. When you stepped up in the last 2 white, we now need to connect the top that is still open. So we're going to go back into the gold, up into the white, down into the 15-0 gold, up in the 11-0 gold, down in the next 11-0 gold, up again in the previous 11-0 gold, and down in the 11-0 gold again, up in the 15-0 gold, down in the 11 white, up 15 gold, down in the 15-0 white, and back up in the first one where we started. Now the top is connected, and we're going to pick up 4 white seed beads, and we're going to go back down in the second, and we're going up in the first 3, then we're going down in the second one, and here we're going to connect as we did the first row again. So we're going to pick up a gold, and we're going to go down, we're going to go up in that gold, pick up an 11-0, connect the 11-0, down in the 11-0, pick up another 11-0, down in the 11-0, just kind of double connect it. Get that straightened out. I'm gonna pick up another 15-0 gold. And down in the gold again. Flip that around. I'm gonna pick up that first white one again. It's a little easier now. Down in the gold again. Because you got something to hang on to. And up in that 11-0 again, white. And now you got them disconnected. So we're going to continue now as we did before by just starting with 2 whites going into 1 white, up the gold, 1 gold and 1 11-0, up in the 11-0, 1 11-0, 1 gold, down in the gold, and then step up to white again. And you continue until you have another 12 sets on this side, and I'll show you how to add the pearl. To put the pearl on there, you're going to start with an 11-0, and then you're going to pick up your pearl, and we're going to pick up a white 15-0, and we're coming out of the left side here on the white where you stepped up. I'm going to go down 2 seed beads on the other side. I'm going to go back up 2, picking up the white, the pearl, and the 11-0, and I'm going back down 2 on the other side. I'm going to pick up 2 again, upwards, into the 11-0, the pearl, and the 15-0, and I'm going to go down 3. And here I'm going to pick up a 15-0. And I'm going to turn back in the third one on the other side, and I'm going to pick up another 15-0, and I'm going to pick up that third one again, like that. And now we're going to start crawl. I'm going to do that with 1 11-0, 1 8-0, and 1 11-0, and we're going to go in back into that third, and move forward into the gold 15-0, and then we're going to pick up an 11-0 and an 8-0 again, picking up the 11-0 on the side and the gold 15-0, pick up the third 11-0 on the side now, and we're going to pick up an 11-0 and an 8-0, and we're going to go in that last one that we added, and the third on the side. And now we got to push forward through the 15-0 and into the 11-0 to add the last 8-0. And we're going to pick that 11-0 and that 15-0 and that 11-0 right up there. And now we're going to just go around 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the next round will be with 8-0 and pearls. So 1 8-0, 1 pearl, 1 8-0. And then we're going to move forward in the 8-0. And then 1 8-0 again and 1 pearl. picking up the 8/0 and the pearl, moving forward into the 8/0, 8/0 and pearl again, and then the last one I'm going to go up and close that up with the pearl, and all the way around 1, 2, and that's always 5, 3, 4, and 5, and you're back where you started at. This one is going to be done with only pearls. The next round is done only with pearls. So I'm starting with 3 pearls into the pearl, move forward into the next pearl, 2 pearls on top of that, into the previous pearl, moving forward into the next pearl, and picking up 2 more pearls, picking up the previous pearl, and then picking up the last pearl into the pearl on the side, 1 more pearl, and just go around and up to close the top. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we need to go to the side because we're going down. So that basically means it's like this is the way the cross is supposed to be. So we're going in here, and then we're going to start with 3 8/0s, and we're just going to pick it from this side. This side is basically up into the pearl, and another 2, and next pearl, and another 2, and then the next pearl, and just 1 up, and 1 8/0. And since this side is up, this is where you need to close. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to take the needle off the working thread and put it on the end tail, and we're going to add our pearl on this side, which means we're going to start with an 11/0 and a pearl and a 15/0 white, and this one's coming out of the left side, so we're going into the left side here, picking up 2, put your needle on the end tail, and we're going to pick up an 11/0, a pearl, and a white. And this one is coming out of the left side, so I'm going into, or this one is coming out of the right side, so I'm going into the right side too, and then going up on the other side, picking up the beads, going down on the other side, 3, going back up 3, into the beads again, and going down 3. Doesn't matter if you go down on the left side or on the right side. Picking up that 15-0, and another one, and I'm gonna go through there one more time. And then back up 3. I'm gonna go pick up the threads under the 11 O's, and I'm gonna put my needle in there, create that little loop, and then just push that all the way down there, and then cut that off. So this one, you need a second one off, okay, because that goes down here and then up here, and then you got the crawl right here on this side. So I suggest you pause me until you get the second one done, and don't forget, stop when you add the 8 O's, okay, because with the 11 O's you're gonna attach to the second part. Now, you got 2 of the same parts, right? I'll put one part like that over here, and we're going to connect the 2 sides here. I'm going to pick up an 11-0, go into the 3rd on the side, pick up another 11-0 into the 8-0, pull that tight, and now we're going to turn it a little bit because we have to move forward, so we have to go into this 8-0, picking up another 11-0, and we're going to pick up the last 15-0. These, you got these 2 little 15-0s here, you pick the last one. Going to go up again, and then you're going to go back into that one that you came out of, the 8-0. So now we're on the side again, we're moving forward into the next 8-0, picking up an 11-0 again, into the 3rd one, right there, and we go up and around again, up in the 11-0, up in the 8-0, and then we're going to pick up that last 8-0, and all the beads are here already, because this is the last side. You got the 11-0, the 15-0, and that 11-0 on the side, and then the 8-0. Now, this is your cross, the way it's going to be. So, right now you're coming out of the 8-0 right here. You're going to move into the 11-0, into the 11-0 of the other side, and then we're going to pick up one 15-0 wide. I'm going to go into that 11-0. I'm going to pick up an 11-0. We're going to go into the 8-0. I'm going to pick up another 11-0, and we're going to go move up in the purl and in that other purl. And now what I like is like a similar color to this outside to be on the top. So I got a little bit of a darker cream, not exactly the same color, but that looks pretty with it anyway. And you just need 4 for each corners, so you don't need that many. So an 11-0, and you can do this in gold too if you'd rather do that in gold, but I like kind of like, you know, making a little bit of a difference here. Going down in the purl, I'm just kind of pull that tight. And we're going to pick up that middle one that we just added and moving forward into the 8/0. So don't put anything in between that middle 11/0 and the pearls and the 8/0 right there. And we're going to pick up an 11/0, and we're going to pick up a white or cream, whatever you're using, and we're going to go into the number 3 there, and you got to pull that a little bit so that will look straight down. And then we're going to pick up another one like that. I'm going to do the top part, and we're going to pick up an 11/0 right here, and another 11/0 right there, into that 11/0 down the pearl, another 11/0, and another 11/0, and a white, and into number 3 again. There. And now we got to go through the 15/0 to the other side. I'm going to go into the 3, and then we're first going to do the top part. So 15/0, eight-0, 8/0, cream or white, 11/0, eleven oh, 15/0, 15/0, 11/0, 11/0, 11/0, up the pearl, into the cream, and here we're going to start with 4, down the pearl, down the pearl, into the middle seed bead and the 8/0. I'm going to pick up an 11/0 and a white, into that third bead on the side and down in the 15-0, and basically we're going to take it into that third bead and go down to go under and through, and then just work it away into the beads, and then you cut it off. So the next part is to connect this side. Now we're going to start on the bottom. The bottom is 24, so that's double the size of the 12 here. And then you're going to do the 12 plus your crawl. You need a little bit more thread, so make sure you got at least 2 meters. And then when you got that one finished, then you can do the one on the side here. You start with the 12, and then you go down to the 24 and add your crawl on the bottom there. So I think you already got that because you know how to connect these, you know how to fill that up, and you know how to do your herringbone. So I suggest you finish up the outside of your cross, and then we'll get back to the inside. Okay, pause me now. So the next part is to connect this side. Now we're going to start on the bottom. The bottom is 24, so that's double the size of the 12 here. And then you're going to do the 12 plus your crawl. You need a little bit more thread, so make sure you got at least 2 meters. And then when you got that one finished, then you can do the one on the side here. You start with the 12, and then you go down to the 24 and add your crawl on the bottom there. So I think you already got that because you know how to connect these, you know how to fill that up, and you know how to do your herringbone. So I suggest you finish up the outside of your cross, and then we'll get back to the inside. Okay, pause me now. So if all is correct, you got it all done. And in the pattern, in the PDF file, I start here. But for the video, I'm going to start here because I would like to get all the short sides done first. So I'm going to pick up the last 3 of the seed beads of the bottom part. So that's the longest part. So I'm going to go through there. And it's not going to be tied up. When we're done, you're going to tie a knot between the working thread part and the end tail. So right now we're going to leave that. We're going to pick up 3, that's 2, 3. And then I'm going to add 3 11/0 seed beads to my needle, and I'm going to go into the next 3. Now don't pull that through too hard because you'll pull it right out. And make sure you got the top, because you can easily see the bottom seeds, so it might be easy to just by accident go into the bottom seeds. Pick up a 15/0 gold and pick up the 3rd on the other side. Pick up another 15/0 gold and then pick up the 3rd again on the right and the 4th. Now I like to use a 2mm Swarovski because I like a little bit of bling in there, but you can also use like a silver seed bead. That will look nice too, I think. Or something else, something that's a little bit bigger, just so it's like an 11/0 of some sort, of some color, whatever you like. So I'm going to go down 1 because my little Swarovski is a little bit sharp, so I'm going to go through there again to secure it a little bit more. I'm picking up the middle one, going through number 4, just pull that bottom tight a little bit, picking up my little Swarovski again, or the 11/0, whatever you're using, and then I'm going to go down 4. So now we're bumping into the next edge, and we're going to pick up 3 11/0s again, and we're going to go up 3, and we're going to repeat what we just did. So that was one 15/0 gold, going back in this one, the third one on the other side. Now we're going to pick up one gold again, and we're going to go pick up the third one. Easy to see where the other thread comes out. So bottom top and the next one. And we're going to pick up that Swarovski or whatever you're using for that, and we're going to pick up the fourth, and we're going to extra secure that. So we're going to in there again and picking up that fourth. In that Swarovski again. And down 4 to the next edge. Then you're just going to do that again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 3, and 4. Bling. Down. Through there again. In. And down 4. Three again. Only this time you're gonna stick 6 through. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be hard to see. Get the beads out of the way. 4, 5, 6. Now we're gonna pick up one gold again. Be careful now. Carefully look. Pull that a little bit out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the one. And now you're going to do a total of 7. So I'm adding this one. This is number 2, and I'm just stepping up one more. So I'm going through 6 and 7. And I'm going to add one more. And you guys see where that bead went back, right there. That's the one I need to go into. And that's 3. And then we're going to go up 2 again. 1, 2. And then we're going to add 4. Go look really carefully where it's at. It's coming out of here, so you need the next bead. In. And 1, 2. 5. Gotta look carefully right there. Through. And the part where the thread entangles is kind of deep sighs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into the gold. And 7. And then thread gold again. Up to, and to add that bling bling. And going around one more time in that gold, that last bead on the side, the bling, and then you better double check if that's correct, because if you made a mistake this will be pulling and you don't have the same amount of beads on both sides, but it looks good, looks like it's the same size. So if this is pulling, you might have picked up 5 here, or maybe 5 here and 6 here, so you've got to be really careful for that point. That's a very tender point. Trust me, I did it already, so made that mistake. Okay, now we're going to go all the way up to the end tail. That would be here. And we're going to tie a double knot in there. And I'm going to put the end tail on another needle for a second. Work that away already so that you don't get entangled with that thread anymore. So just pushing that away. Into the 11/0s. And if anything ever happens to the middle, then you can just cut these 3 beads and just redo the middle, or later on if anything happens to your clasp we'll use a different thread for that also. So that's just to make sure that you don't have to redo all of the herringbone again, because that was a lot of work. I know it is. So now I gotta find my 3. Those 3 are right here. I'm gonna put my needle through there for a second. That's the 3, so I gotta go up 3 more. Okay, 3 more. And then I'm at the end. Gotta make sure that I'm through all of them. Then you're basically at the end of your bottom part, and you're gonna pick up 2. Okay, now we're gonna put a 3mm pearl on there again. And we're gonna pick up the middle of the 3. Make sure you got the right one. That's the middle one of the 3. Yeah, pick up another pearl. Pick up the middle one of the 3. Pick up another pearl. And here also the middle one of 3. And one more pearl. And right there where you started at. So that's the one. Now we're going to go around through all the 11/0s and the pearls again to make sure that that's really tight. into the 11-0, the pearl, the 11-0. And we're going to pick up that pearl and then the next middle seed bead again. Now we're going to pick up 3 gold 15-0 and we're going to pick up that middle cream right there. Pick up another 3. And go back into that middle seed bead and into the pearl and into the next middle seed bead if you can push it through all the way. That's basically to close up the gaps that you have here and the thread that you would be seeing. So pick up another 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick up that middle seed bead right here. And another 3. Back into the 11-0, the pearl, and the 11-0. Another 3, 1, 2, 3. Picking up that middle seed bead. And 1, 2, 3. Picking up that middle seed bead, and we're doing the last one now. One, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And back into the middle pearl. Now, for the back, you're going to do exactly everything that you've done now. And then you're going to tie off, going through the 11-0, pushing through the 11-0s, going under the thread, putting your needle through the little loop, and then push your thread away. For the front part, we're going to add one little Swarovski Monty. You can use a 3mm, 4mm, 5mm, doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have enough, that you use the right size 15-0 seed beads, or if you got a smaller one, use an 11-0 seed bead, or if you got a bigger one, then or you can use 2 seed beads. It kind of depends on how big your Monty is. So don't worry if you don't have the 4mm. If you got 5mm, it's just fine too. You can just do that with a 15-0 also. So I'm going to pick up the 15-0. I'm going to take the white to get that nice contrast on the pearl and put the Monty on there, and my Monty has holes on all 4 sides, and that's very important. So I'm put another 15-0 white on there, and I'm going to go through to this other side right here. Then I'm going to pick up another 15-0 and I'm going to go into the other hole diagonally to the other side, and I'm going to pick up another 15-0 and I'm going back into the pearl. Now I'm going to do that again because I want to make sure that my thread is pretty secure, so I'm going to go pick it up, the 15-0, the Monty, and the Chateau Monty, and then the white one, and into the pearl. And we're going into the other side. Be careful you don't pick up anything while you move to the other side. And then we're going to go into the pearl, into the 11-0, and then we're going to push the needle down to the other side. And we're coming out of this 11-0. We're going to go into the 3, let me see, first this one, first the one that's extra right there, and then pick up the first one of the front. Okay, so this is the one that's from the back, that was the one from the front, like that. And then pick up the first one right here. And now you're just going to start again with those 3 11/0s, going up 3, and at 1 15/0, you gotta be careful, 3, 1 15/0, right there, one more up, and then the Swarovski, and through the gold one more time, because I also want to make sure that that's secure on this side. So basically you're going to fill all the sides, and you end with putting the 4 pearls right on top of these, and they're not in the way. As you can see, it looks just fine like that. So, and it's not bulging on this side either. It's flat, so that looks good. But you can't put a Monty on the other side, because that's gonna hurt your skin. And oh yeah, going back into the Swarovski. And I suggest you pause me now until you get all this done, what we just did. And yeah, you can start me up again. I'll show you how to tie it off at the end. Okay, I'm adding my last 3 now, turning back, and I pushed through the 11/0, the pearl, the 11/0, and into the side 11/0 beads. A little bit further away to not be under the threads near the beads. And just go under the threads. Of the 11/0, and make that little loop and just go through there. Pull that tight, and then just work the thread away. And cut that off. Now, I got plenty of thread left over for my loop, so I'm going to wax that up again. And it's up to you if you want a gold loop or a cream loop, or I'm going to go with the cream loop. This is the back, that's the front. And we're going to do again the herringbone. So I'm going to go in there with a new thread, pull that through, pick up 4 to begin with, 1, 2, 3, 4, go back, make sure that you hold on to that end tail, and then and turn that around for a bit. Go up 2, go down on the other side, and up again. In the second one. So I'm going to add another 2, go down, and go up into. Okay, that should keep it tight now. Yep. And I'm going to do this a total of 10 times. So I got 4, this is 5, 6, 6. It's kind of difficult. Seven. 8. 9. 10. Now I'm going to pick up 2 in here, 2 up there in the first one, 2 down, 2 up to the other side, through, to the other side, on the left side this time, through, and then to the other side again. Okay, and I'm going to tie this down and going into the 11-0 to that side, and the other one goes to the other side. And this is where you're going to cut them off, and then you're all done. And there you have it, and that's the size of the loop you'll have. So I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you again next time. I know I'm not as often on here as I should be or want to be, but I'm doing the best I can with the time limit that I have. Okay, well that's it guys. I hope to see you next time. Bye.